Hey, this is Majin. Here is my pull list and reviews at the same time because this is a rather short week. Now, this was a little bit later than I was hoping for because, man, Horizon is happening, and I'm just grateful that there wasn't a lot of books. So let's take a look here. We have Injustice 7, Superman, Batman, Doctor Strange 18, and The Clone Conspiracy Omega number 1. Alright, let's just read this one here first. Okay, this pretty much is just the aftermath of the Clone Conspiracy. Peter Parker is just devastated by the events that occurred. He blames everything. Like all the tragedy that happened is all his fault. And he's the only person who is like, wait a second, guys, my spider sense is tingling. This isn't right. So I don't know why he keeps blaming himself. I mean, if anything, yeah, you can say it's his fault because he stopped everything. But, they weren't even real people. They were clones, and then they were, zombified clones at even that. Now, what I was happy to see is that Peter thinks that Ben Reilly's dead. So that's the story of the Scarlet Spider. Is he doesn't believe the Jackal is dead. So that's the thrust of the quest for him. Now, we already know that storyline is going to last 2 issues, and then thousands of villains will appear, and we're going to see little bits and pieces of the main storyline because they're going to want to stretch that as long as possible. I will give it this much though: the dialogue between Rhino and SpiderMan was really good. He's just this tormented individual. His life is just jacked, and he's in severe depression because he's lost the only woman that's ever loved him type thing, and for the second time. So Peter talks him through it, and while I'd rather see the Rhino as a villain rampaging, it would be nice just to see how this progresses for a while, and then have Rhino go crazy. But overall, I wasn't too happy at all. I'm not happy. Overall, I'm not happy. Alright, Superman. Rebirth and Reborn at the same time. Well, somebody gets out of the Mr. Oz's prison, and I did not know that Clark and Lois had a girl. I looked at this picture and I went, who gave them a daughter? Because that was just horrible. And then he goes back to his normal look after that. And basically we see the new 52 Superman appear at the Kents, and bad things start occurring. And apparently, for some reason, New 52 Superman is not quite right in the head, and he's basically like deleting memories in the house, and he's deleting, and he basically took away their kid also. So I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this, but we'll see. Batman. Okay, great cover, but let me ask you this: if you are going to read a Batman versus Bane fight book, and this is a story where Bane has kidnapped Batman's friends, companions, loved ones, and Batman is holding out the one person that Bane wants badly. Would you rather see Batman and Bane fight it out, punch by punch, kick by kick, or would you rather see a panel by panel comparison as to how similar the lives of Batman and Bane were as they were growing up? How Bruce lost his parents, Bane lost his parents. Bruce had Commissioner Gordon and Alfred, who treated him on the right, gave him support, or Bane, who was imprisoned and he had he had a very tough time. Bruce had catered lunch, or not really catered, but full meals, while Bane was just throwing fish and he didn't even want to eat the fish and he's eating them raw. Even the training, Bruce is training, Bane is training, but while that pissed me off to no end, the other part that was really creepy is Bruce keeps talking about his mom. Bruce has some serious... Again, we all understand Bruce has parent issues because he lost his parents, but he's got serious mommy issues in this issue. And I'm like, dude, you got to calm yourself down. I mean, I know you lost your parents. I know you lost your parents violently, but all throughout his life, it's like, mom, mommy, mother. And I'm just like, oh my God, please stop this nonsense. So overall, I was not happy with this book at all. Now, granted, Batman, he did fight back, but his point wasn't even to beat Bane. It was just to delay him. And I'm like going, why would your point be to just become Bane's punching bag just to delay him? Why don't you at least try to beat him? Oh, I'm sorry, we're comparing lives between the two. We can't be bothered with a full fight, and that's why Bane just pretty much walked all over him. It's just so disappointing. You know what I mean? It's just so freaking disappointing sometimes. Oh, and I also, from last week, Elektra. I reread it, and that book, because it was starting to bother me. And then I realized something. I don't think the writer to the new Elektra book has ever read Elektra. Frank Miller's Elektra, or any other writer who's touched the character at all, ever. Because basically, Elektra didn't even have like a soul, so to speak. There's no aura around the character. It was just very bland, very generic. Elektra could have been anybody. That could have been Black Widow. That could have been Betty Ross. That could have been, heck, Peter Parker in a wig. All right, probably not Peter Parker because he would have been freaking out nonstop. But the fact of the matter is, it could have been anybody. It didn't even. They could have just launched a brand new book and not called it Elektra. That's how generic that character was. Even if he kept the same story. I'm not even buying that book anymore. Book is shit. Don't buy it. You will not be pleased. Anyways, that's the pull and some reviews. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Let me know what you guys are picked up, what you guys are looking forward to reading the most. We'll have some more stuff later. Like and share. Red Skull is not happy this week. Cap is happy because there wasn't that many books to buy. But Red Skull was very sad because the books were shitty. Anyways, we'll have more stuff later. So until next time.